It is Tuesday night, and the time is just gone 8:30, and as promised, I'm going to record a little bit of sound with Party Chairman Nick Griffin. What we have is a story that the Times, or the Sunday Times, are working on, and we've been aware that they're sniffing around for some time now, but they've been ringing around a few of our donors and ringing around looking at various electoral expense submissions and donation submissions that we've put in, and we were made aware of this some time ago. And just to bring in Nick Griffin, who's travelling down the country. Nick, you can tell us a bit more about this when you were sent something in the post, weren't you?
Yes, Simon. Well, actually, I think there's two stories here. Let's perhaps deal with the simple one first, shall we? Which is that the Sunday Times, or the Times, has, along with another number of other newspapers, looked at the enormous amount of money that we're putting into this campaign, as much money into this one as all the other national and European election campaigns the British National Party's ever fought in its entire history, at basically £500,000. And it's a legitimate story when you think about it. Where has this money come from? What kind of people are giving it? And so they've been sniffing around, as you say, phoning our donors, which is a form of harassment in one way, but on the other hand, you can say it's a legitimate story. And the simple fact is, of course, that we haven't got any, as you know, large donors. We've got a number of people who are very generous, very often more than they can really afford, and we've got many thousands of people on our database who just give small amounts, and the money we're spending really is made up of widow's mites, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So then, that's the first story, and that's really all there is to it. They can sniff and dig all they like, and the Electoral Commission years ago, well before I was Treasurer Simon, came to us with the same question: where on earth are you getting all this money? Because it's not showing up in the register of donations of more than £5,000 to the party centre. And we said to them, it's because we don't get donations like that. We get huge numbers of small donations from ordinary, good, decent people. And they came along and they actually looked at the list that we had then, and we agreed with them. They look at it. They couldn't copy it or take it away. They looked, and within 10 minutes they were very satisfied, quite impressed, and away they went. Yeah. So there's no story there, in fact, when they looked, other than the fact that this party's, relative to the others, really pretty healthy and in the black. But what is the story, really, is a totally different thing, which, as you say, started with me being sent a cheque, back in January, cheque for £5,000. You'll remember I talked to you and others about it pretty early on, didn't I?
Yeah, you showed it me in the car and you said, look at this, what do you make of this, you said, and I thought, it seems straight enough to me, and I didn't really have my suspicions about it, but you were looking at all kinds of things with regards to the cheque, where it had come from and whatever, but you're probably best placed to tell everybody about that.
Yeah, the moment when I first heard that it had turned up at the post office, I said to Jackie, well, that'll be a hoax for a start. And I said, in particular, I'll be amazed if the cheque number is above 100, because they'll have set an account up specially for that, and they wouldn't give you cheque number 1, but they'll probably have told the bank they've lost a book and ordered another one, and we'll get one towards the tail end of that book, and I hope you won't notice that. So I went down there, so later picked the cheque and the letter up that came with it, and it was ostensibly from an old lady in North London, with a very unusual surname. And Rosemary, I won't bother with the surname because she does exist, and we don't know exactly who she is, so we'll leave her be anonymous. But Rosemary, with the strange surname, was saying that she was a member of the party, and we checked this, and she was indeed, and that because she'd been on the list, she'd had a large number of threatening and abusive phone calls, so she wanted to give us money, but she didn't want it to be public, which of course could be reasonable, but then the fact she was giving us £5,000, that's exactly the limit at which we would have to declare it. So straight away there's rats to be smelt there, and looking at the cheque itself, it was cheque number 99, precisely what it said, just short of the end of the second book. So this was clearly a try-on by somebody. In a way, it makes no difference. As you know, we don't break the law. We never have we never will on financial things. Don't mind breaking the odd race law, at least being accused of it, inadvertently, but we wouldn't consider breaking financial rules, as you know. So quite simply, I wasn't able to accept that cheque, which was really up to me personally. So I thought, well, what do we do here? Because we can't legitimately accept this because she's wanted to be anonymous, and we can't accept anonymous donations over the value of £200, in fact, let alone up to 5,000. So what do we do here? So the options were to give it back, which didn't really seem particularly attractive, bearing in mind that it was pretty obvious that this was a scam, to cash it and for me to give it to the party, which would have broken the law, or the other option would have been for me to tell nobody and pocket it. Obviously the former would have been illegal, the latter would have been highly immoral, and again, we don't go there. So there was one extra option, which is, while it would have been illegal for me, actually she would have been committing offence as well, for me to cash that cheque and give it to the British National Party. There's nothing in the rules which says that I couldn't cash it and give it to somebody else, and as long as they weren't a political party. And as you'll recall from the letter, which of course I've still got, the lady did say, saying how badly harassed she'd been, she said that she'd like me to put this money to use wherever it was could best be used. So in my opinion, considering that she was apparently very upset about being harassed by the far left for being on our list, what better place to put it than a group of people who were actively campaigning to protect British National Party members who were on the leaked membership list. So that then gave a choice between civil liberty and solidarity. And I thought, well, perhaps we'll get more of these, so I tossed a coin. Solidarity came out on top, so therefore the money, which it turns out almost certainly comes from the Sunday Times, went as a donation, very gratefully received, paid over early in February, to the Independent Nationalist Trade Union Solidarity. And I gather the money's been very useful, helping to defend various nationalists who've been persecuted for their political beliefs.
Yeah. And of course you have the letter, you have the cheque stubs, we've got all the proof, we can follow that.
We've got everything we need, we got the bank statements, the money was paid into my account at the end of January, beginning of February, and it then cleared. I left it a couple of days, and I paid it out of my account, and it went into Solidarity's NatWest account on the 9th of Feb. So it's all there and absolutely above board, completely not only legal and legitimate within the rules, as the MPs would say, but also entirely moral. And I think it's really rather funny, isn't it? There's the Sunday Times, I reckon, trying to spend £5,000 to get us in trouble, and all they've done is give a donation to the Nationalist Trade Union. I think it's great. Yeah,
Sunday Times bankrolls Nationalist Trade Union.
Bankroll Solidarity, yeah. Indeed so. Now, just one thing further, of course. If they've done this to all the parties, then I think it's a good piece of investigative journalism, and it'll be fascinating to see, won't it? Yeah. Who's been sensible, and who's obeyed the rules, and who's been caught out. If they've only done it to us, then it's another disgraceful piece of establishment political bias. I'm in two minds. We will see soon enough whether it's just us or whether it's all of them. What's your money on? You're a betting man, Simon. What do you reckon?
I think this story will come out fairly soon, and I think they'll use this as the piece to hang it on. This will be the real titillating piece, and they'll say that we've broken electoral rules, and this is the evidence, we produced this and the cheque went through and blah blah blah, and they may even get round to accusing you of stealing it.
Yes, I suppose
which would be a very, very serious matter.
That'd be a very, very libelous thing, that would.
It certainly would. Also, to allege any impropriety with regards to the Treasury team is also rather foolish.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, because this is totally 100% above board, so if they want to go there, we'll take some libel damages off them as well as the 5k. How about that?
Yeah, that'll be okay. So it's fascinating the way the media works, isn't it? I mean, we have here, would I go so far as entrapment? You're a legal chap. Would you go so far as to say it's entrapment?
It's not far off it, is it? I don't think it is, because they have done it to various MPs with the other parties, and of course they've caught them out time and time again, and no one said it's entrapment. But there you go, we'll see what happens. Yeah. I'm going to signal it. I'm being driven, there's no problems. Again, I don't think you break that law.
All right, Nick. Well, this
It's Simon, and I hope the readers, your listeners, find that interesting.
Yeah, this will be uploaded in about 30 minutes' time, thanks to the wonders of the internet. Okay, Nick.
Wonders of modern technology. Cheers,
Okay.
Simon.
Cheers.
Okay.
Bye.